tell one person in chat, whoever you are. No, there's 0 people. Hey, Mama, how are you? Oh, so just an update. I was advised that this is probably something that I should do. I finally got to see my son today after 6 weeks. I'm a little heartbroken because of something that my son told me. My son asked me, and as I told him, I said, don't ever think that you're not loved. I said, you're loved by me. I said, you're loved by your mama. As I told him, I said, your sisters, your brothers, your grandma, your grandpa, and all of that. I said, you've got a lot of people that love you. And my son said, yeah. He said, Mama and Papa love me. He said, not nobody else. I said, I said, son, I said, I love you. And my son plainly looked at me and he said, Mommy, he said, if you love me, he said, then why am I still at my nanny's? That broke my heart. It really did. When your child thinks that you do not love them because they're in a place where they're not happy. But like I told him, I couldn't just walk up there and take him because I could go to jail. And I told him, I said, you don't want to see your mommy in jail, do you? But it really did. It hurt my heart to the core to know that my son thinks I don't love him because he's still at a place where he's not happy. I don't know how much more heartache I can take. Because my son's going through so much stuff. And as a parent, physically, there's nothing I can do until I take my ex back to court. But it absolutely hurt me to know that my son feels that way. I'm wishing there was something I could do about it, but I can't just walk up there and tell him, hey, you're going to hand me my kids back over whether you like it or not. But Mom and the whole thing is I can't even talk about things like that at the visits. It's not allowed. It would be different if I could, but I can't even mention things like that to them. Hold on, y'all. Sad part sounds like Eric's just using it. It's not just him, it's his mother too. It really is. His mom has a lot to do with it. I can pull up records and prove that his mom is the one who is like 99.9999, however many nines it takes percent of the time, the one with my kids. Doesn't even have nothing to really do with their dad. It's all their grandmother. And their grandmother is a narcissist. She is controlling. She is vindictive. She's all for money. She doesn't care about them kids. She don't. Sorry, y'all. Hey, goat. But yeah, it's a mess. It really is, to know that they can get away with things like this and nobody thinks nothing of it. But on a side note, at least I did get to see him today. I'm just still confused as to what I can do to help him until I can help him fully. Being in this predicament, I can only do so much. I'm only allowed to bring certain things to visits and stuff like that. I can't bring technology inside. To actually record these things, all I can hope is that these people actually write it down in the notes of when he says things like this. I just, my two beagles, if I was to write a letter to him, if I bring it here, they would read the letter before gave it to my son at the visits. And then if I do write him and I send it to his grandmother's or whatever, whoever's house you want to call it, but if I send it to his grandma's address, he would never get it. But it really does. It hurts my heart, y'all. Oh, I'm just at a loss for words to know that my son feels as if I don't love him because he's still at his grandmother's house. I wish there was more I could do. Physically, I can't. Legally, I could. I am too, Mama. I'm glad I got to visit him finally. He didn't know I even tried to come see him, but they told me that because they didn't have no one there to supervise the visits at the time that I couldn't see him because of the fact that they were so short staffed that they didn't have anyone who could sit in on their visit. And they hid it from me on top of it. But like I told him, I did try to come see him. I wanted to let him know that I tried because I love him and I care about him. I told him, I said his grandmother and his dad didn't even tell me that he had been in there. I had to find out on my own. I just, I don't know. It hurts me. It hurts me as a mother that my child is still sitting there suffering. Sorry. Yes, Gabby, brutal, sadistic demons. That's exactly what they are, to allow my son to continue to suffer and hurt and feel like he's not loved and that he's not cared for. Thank you, Gabby. But like I said, this is my update from my visit for this week. I'm going to start doing updates weekly. That way, it's known what's going on before I forget. And today is Saturday, April the 16th. So this is my visit and my recap for this week. But hopefully something will happen soon. But I'm going to end this live, y'all. I've got to make a few phone calls. And I appreciate the ones who stopped in to chit chat with me. And y'all, just please, whatever you do, keep my son in your prayers. I'm asking that y'all please keep him in your prayers as my son is going through a lot of stuff right now. And I don't want him to think that he's not loved to the point that he ends up hurting himself. Because that's why he was in the hospital to begin with. And I just don't want to see nothing happen to my baby. Because no offense, that's my first child. That's the son who made me a mother for the very first time. And he's only 10 years old. And I don't want to see anything happen to my child. I would never be able to live with that. So as I continue to go down this journey and try to figure out what all I can do besides just take them back to court and everything. I ask that you please just continue to pray for him so that way he may be safe. And every week that I get to see my son. Because if something happens to him, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, people thought I was crazy because I reached out and I asked for help because of what he's going through. And then this week, for my son to look at me and tell me I don't love him because he's still at his nanny's house, where he's not happy, where he feels used, abused, unloved. It's not fair to him. It's not. And for anyone who's wanting to know more of exactly what I'm talking about, I did a live stream on Fuck DSS's channel. If you want to go watch that live stream to kind of get an update of exactly everything I'm telling you about, you can go there. And just understand that not only is my son suffering, my son at 10 years old has been put in, or he was in the mental hospital because of the fact that he wanted to hurt himself, because of the fact that he hates it at his grandmother's and his dad's house. And there's some things that he said that I mentioned in that live stream. I'm going to try to keep it off this stream, and I'm trying to do 2 separate streams, but again, this is Saturday, April the 16th, and as of right now, this is my first visit being documented. And again, just keep him in your prayers, please. And I'm in this live stream because, like I said, I got to make some calls. But I hope everyone has a good day. And thank you all for coming.